You know, the older I get, the more I realize that the most valuable thing any of us have is not money, not possessions, not even talent. It's time. And the crazy part is, it's the one thing we treat like it's unlimited, when in reality, it's slipping through our fingers every second. You can make a bad investment and earn your money back. You can lose a job and find another one. You can fall in love, lose it, and maybe find love again. But you cannot, no matter how hard you try, earn back a single second of the time you've already spent. Once it's gone, that's it. No refund, no replacement, no due. Over, and yet we walk through life like we've been promised forever. We waste days as if we've got a warehouse full of them in the back, but think about this, none of us knows how much time we have. For some, it's decades, for others, it's years, maybe months. And still, we put off the important things for another day, as if that day is guaranteed to come. It's not that someday you're waiting for, it's a dangerous illusion. Someday is where dreams go to die. See, time is a currency, and whether you realize it or not, you're spending it every single moment. The question is, what are you buying with it? Are you buying memories? Are you buying growth? Are you buying purpose? Or are you buying distractions, excuses, and regret? Because make no mistake, every choice you make is a trade. Every hour you waste is an hour you'll never see again. When I look back on my own life, I can see the moments I squandered. Opportunities I let slip away because I thought there'd be another chance. There's a painful clarity that comes with age, and it's this. You're not just living life, you're running out of it. And once you truly feel that in your bones, you start guarding your time the way a starving man guards his last piece of bread. You stop letting just anyone or anything have a piece of it. You stop saying yes to things that don't matter because you realize that every yes to something meaningless is a no to something that could have changed your life. We live in a world that's constantly trying to distract you. Endless scrolling, pointless arguments, chasing after things that don't actually matter. And here's the hard truth. Life isn't going to pause while you waste time on those things. While you're busy complaining, gossiping, or numbing yourself with entertainment, the clock keeps ticking. And when you finally look up and realize how much time you've lost, it'll hit you like a punch in the chest. Imagine you wake up tomorrow and your bank calls you. They say, we've decided to deposit $86 for $100 into your account every single day. The only rule is you have to spend it all before the day is over. Whatever you don't spend, you lose forever. No saving, no carrying over. You'd make sure you used every cent, wouldn't you? You'd find a way to spend it wisely, invest it, enjoy it. Now let me tell you, life does the exact same thing. Every single day, you are given 86 400 seconds. And every single night, whatever you didn't use intentionally is gone for good. The difference is, you can always make another dollar. You cannot make another second, and that's why you've got to start living with urgency. I'm not talking about panic. I'm talking about purpose, waking up in the morning and asking yourself, what am I going to do today that's worth trading my time for? Because if the answer is nothing, you're already losing. You're letting life slip through your fingers one wasted hour at a time. People ask me all the time, what's the secret to success? And I tell them, stop wasting your most valuable asset. Stop giving your time to things that aren't helping you grow, aren't making you better, aren't bringing you closer to your goals. You say you want to start that business, but you keep putting it off. You say you want to get healthy, but you keep pushing it to next week. You say you want to spend more time with your family, but somehow work or TV or your phone always gets in the way. And one day you wake up and realize that later has turned into never. That's the thing about time. You never think it's running out until it's gone. You keep thinking you've got more of it until one day you don't. And then you're left with nothing but memories of what you could have done, should have done, but didn't do. Regret is the interest you pay on wasted time. So if you've been drifting, if you've been waiting for the perfect moment to get started, stop. There is no perfect moment. The perfect moment is now, this second, right here, because the clock doesn't care if you're ready or not. It's going to keep moving, whether you're using your time wisely or not. Here's what I want you to do. Start thinking of your time as something sacred. Protect it, value it, spend it on the things and people that truly matter. Use it to build something that will outlast you. Because the truth is, the only proof that we were here is what we leave behind, and you can't leave anything behind if you spend your life on meaningless distractions. I'll leave you with this. If you woke up this morning, you were given another 24 hours. That's 86 400 seconds. That's a gift. The only question is, what are you going to do with it before the clock strikes midnight? Procrastination, that's the quiet thief. It's not loud, it's not aggressive, it's not like some storm that kicks down your door. No, procrastination slips in real gentle. It whispers in your ear, you've got time, don't worry, you can do it tomorrow, and that little lie. It's one of the most dangerous sentences you can believe. Because you hear it once, you might ignore it. You hear it twice, you might still push through, but you hear it over and over, day after day, you start believing it's the truth. And by the time you realize what happened, the years have already run out on you. People think procrastination is harmless because it doesn't feel like failure in the moment. It feels comfortable. You put something off and tell yourself you're just waiting for the right mood, the right energy, the right time. But here's the truth. Procrastination is not just delaying the task, it's delaying your life. Every time you put something off, you're pushing your own future further away. And I'm telling you right now, there's no such thing as the perfect time. You're never going to wake up and suddenly have all the conditions lined up perfectly for your dream. That's a fairy tale. Life is always going to be messy. You're always going to have something going on. You're always going to have excuses ready if you want them. But if you keep waiting for the storm to pass, you'll be standing in the same place when you're 50, wondering why nothing changed. See, procrastination has this tricky way of making you feel productive without actually producing anything. You make plans, you write lists, you talk about what you're going to do. You even research and convince yourself that you're preparing. But there's a difference between preparing and stalling. Preparation moves you forward. Stalling keeps you in place while the world moves on without you. I've met people with talent so bright it could light up a room. People with ideas so powerful they could change lives. But you know what they did with it? Nothing. They kept saying, I'll start when I have more money. I'll start when I have more time. I'll start when I'm ready. And now. 10 years have gone by and they're still saying the same thing. The dream is still there, but the fire is almost out. The saddest part, most people never fail because they tried and it didn't work out. Most people fail because they never tried at all. They think time is waiting for them, but time isn't patient. Time doesn't negotiate. Time will move on whether you do or not. I remember talking to a man once, older guy, successful in his own way, but you could see something in his eyes regret. He told me, I had this idea when I was your age. I knew it could work. I knew it could change my life, but I kept putting it off. I thought, I'll get to it next year. And before I knew it, 30 years went by. Someone else did it, and they became a millionaire. And me, I still think about what could have been. You could hear the weight in his voice. That's the sound of a dream buried by procrastination. Here's the thing, procrastination is seductive because it lets you believe you're still in control. You think, I'm not quitting, I'm just waiting. But every day you wait, the gap between you and your goal gets wider. And sooner or later, that gap becomes too wide to cross. You've got to train yourself to move now, even when you don't feel ready. Especially when you don't feel ready, because the truth is, action creates readiness. You don't wait to be motivated, you start, and the motivation shows up along the way. The work creates the energy, the progress fuels the passion, but if you wait for the passion to come first, you'll be waiting forever. You think you have time, but here's the hard truth: your clock is ticking right now. It doesn't matter if you're 20 or 60. You don't know how many days you have left, so stop gambling with the only resource you can't win back. I've seen people start late in life and still make incredible things happen, but they started the moment they woke up to the reality that waiting had been killing them. That's when everything changed, and let's be honest, sometimes procrastination isn't about being lazy. Sometimes it's fear of failing, fear of what people will think, fear of realizing you're not as good as you hoped. So you wait thinking you're protecting yourself, but you're not. You're trapping yourself. The only way to beat that fear is to move. Because the moment you start, you prove to yourself that you can handle it. I'll tell you something I've learned: the cost of procrastination isn't just missed opportunities. It's the slow erosion of your belief in yourself. Every time you delay, you're telling yourself, I can't do it right now. And after enough delays, you stop believing you can do it at all. That's how dreams die, and not with a crash, but with a quiet surrender, one postponed day at a time. So if there's something you've been putting off, something that matters to you, something you know in your heart you're supposed to do, start today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today, even if it's a small step, even if it's messy, even if you don't have it all figured out. Because momentum is everything. Once you start moving, you'll find your rhythm. You'll find your strength. You'll find your way, but you'll never find any of that standing still. Procrastination will always try to talk you into waiting. But you can't negotiate with it. You can't give it an inch, because it will take your whole life if you let it. You have to decide, right here and now, that you will not waste another day waiting for perfect conditions. The perfect condition is that you are alive right now. That's all you need. The clock is ticking. The choice is yours. Comfort, it's such a sweet trap, isn't it? It's soft, it's familiar, it's easy. It's that warm blanket on a cold morning that makes you say, just 5 more minutes. It's the couch that's always calling your name after work. It's the routine you've had for years where nothing changes, nothing challenges you, and nothing scares you. And for a while, it feels good. It feels safe. But here's the thing about comfort. It's the silent assassin of your potential. It doesn't stab you in the chest. It rocks you to sleep. The danger is, comfort convinces you that staying the same is okay. It tells you why push yourself, why risk failing, why make things harder than they need to be. And little by little, without even realizing it, you start shrinking. You stop chasing the big dreams, you stop stretching yourself, you start settling, and once you start settling, you stop growing. I've seen it over and over again. People with talent, people with passion, people with a fire inside them, they lose it because comfort whispers in their ear that they've already done enough. That they're fine where they are, and maybe they are fine, but fine isn't great. Fine isn't fulfilling. Fine doesn't leave a legacy. Fine just gets you through the day. The truth is, growth doesn't happen where you're comfortable. Growth happens where it's hard, where you're uncertain, where you're stretched so far you're not even sure you can make it. It happens when you say yes to the thing that scares you, when you take the risk even though your hands are shaking. Comfort may protect you from failure, but it also robs you of the chance to succeed at the highest level. I remember hearing a story once about lobsters. Lobsters don't grow by staying in their shells. When a lobster starts to grow, its shell becomes too tight. It starts feeling pressure, discomfort, pain, and what does it do? It finds a safe place, sheds the shell, and grows a bigger one. It's vulnerable in that moment, no protection, no shield, but without that uncomfortable stage, it can never grow. Now think about that. If even a lobster understands that growth requires discomfort, what's our excuse? See, the thing about comfort zones is they don't stay the same size. They shrink. The longer you stay inside, the smaller your world becomes. And before you know it, you're living a life that's way too small for you. You stop traveling because it's inconvenient. You stop meeting new people because it's awkward. You stop learning new skills because it's frustrating. And soon you're not living, you're existing. You've got to be willing to put yourself in situations where you feel out of place, where you feel unqualified, where you feel like you might fall flat on your face. Because those are the moments that teach you what you're made of. Those are the moments that reveal strengths you didn't even know you had. Comfort will tell you to avoid those moments, but discomfort will make you into someone who can handle them. I'm not saying you should live your life in constant chaos. I'm saying you've got to challenge yourself on purpose. Push yourself on purpose, because if you don't, life will push you anyway, and it won't ask if you're ready. You might as well start training now. Think about the people you admire, the ones you read about, the ones you listen to, the ones you look up to. Do you think they got there by staying comfortable? No. They got there by stepping into the unknown over and over again. By saying yes when it would have been easier to say no. By facing things they didn't feel ready for and figuring it out along the way. Comfort is seductive because it doesn't demand anything from you, but greatness demands everything. It demands your energy, your focus, your sacrifice, and your willingness to go where others won't. It demands that you risk looking foolish, risk failing, risk being misunderstood. That's the price, and most people aren't willing to pay it because they're addicted to comfort. And here's what's scary. Comfort will make you forget you even had bigger dreams. It will lull you into thinking the little life you've built is all there is. You'll tell yourself you're happy when really you're just used to it. And deep down, there's a part of you that knows you're capable of more, but it's buried under years of choosing the easy path. You have to wake that part of you up. You have to shake yourself out of the routine and remember what it feels like to chase something that sets your soul on fire. And yes, it's going to be uncomfortable. You might fail, you might get hurt, but I promise you, the pain of growth is nothing compared to the pain of regret. Life is short, and comfort will convince you to waste it. Discomfort will force you to use it. And if you keep choosing comfort, one day you'll look back and realize you traded your potential for a couch and a TV remote. But if you choose discomfort, you'll look back and realize you lived every inch of the life you were capable of. Comfort will always be there waiting for you. Discomfort won't. Opportunities don't hang around forever. If something scares you, if it challenges you, if it makes you wonder whether you can handle it, that's the thing you should be doing. That's where you'll grow. That's where you'll find out who you really are. Don't let comfort talk you into living small. Step into the places that make your heart race. Step into the rooms where you don't feel ready. Step into the life you know you're meant to live, even if it terrifies you. Because the truth is, comfort is a slow death, and discomfort is where life begins. Every single choice you make is shaping your future, whether you realize it or not. Every yes, every no, every decision you make in the moment is an investment. The problem is, too many people don't see it that way. They think choices are small, harmless, forgettable, but nothing is harmless when it comes to time. Nothing is small when it comes to where you're headed, because each choice is either building the life you want or building a life you're going to wish you could escape. Most people don't lose their dreams in one big moment. They lose them in little pieces day by day, decision by decision. The night you stayed up scrolling instead of working on your craft. The time you said yes to another meaningless distraction instead of saying yes to the thing you know you're supposed to do. The morning you hit snooze when you promised yourself you'd get up early. It doesn't seem like much at the time. But those little choices, they stack up, and eventually they tell the truth about you. See, people love to talk about their goals. They'll say, I want to be successful. I want to be healthy. I want to be financially free. But when you look at how they actually spend their time, when you watch the choices they make, it tells a completely different story. They're investing their hours into gossip, mindless entertainment, comfort, and then they wonder why nothing's changing. You can't plant weeds and expect roses to grow. You've got to start treating your time like a business. Every minute is $1. Every hour is an investment, and the return you get depends entirely on where you put it. If you keep putting your energy into cheap, empty things, don't be surprised when your life feels cheap and empty. But if you start putting your time into learning, building, connecting, creating, your life will start to reflect that investment. I've met people who say, "I'm just waiting for my big break." Let me tell you something, the big break doesn't come to people who are sitting around waiting. It comes to people who are already making moves, already sharpening their skills, already putting themselves in position to be ready when opportunity shows up. Every choice you make before that moment is preparation for it. And if you've been wasting your choices, when the door opens, you won't be ready to walk through it. Life is like a bank account you can't see. Every choice you make is either a deposit or a withdrawal. And here's the catch, you don't know when your account is going to close. So the question is, what are you putting in it? Are you making choices that will pay you back in peace, in success, in purpose? Or are you just spending recklessly, hoping it somehow works out in the end? The truth is, your future is watching you right now. It's taking notes on every decision you make, and one day you're going to meet that future version of yourself. You're either going to look them in the eye and be proud, or you're going to look down, knowing you could have done better. I don't know about you, but I don't want to shake hands with my future self and see disappointment in their face. Sometimes, making the right choice doesn't feel good in the moment. It's not exciting, it's not comfortable. It's not the easy thing, but it's the thing that pays you back later, and that's the mindset you have to have: delayed gratification. Giving up what feels good right now for what will feel amazing later. That's the difference between people who succeed and people who stay stuck. And I'm not just talking about career, I'm talking about relationships, about health, about personal growth. You say you want a strong marriage, but are you investing time into your partner? Or are you letting work and screens get in the way? You say you want to be healthy, but are you choosing what fuels your body or what gives you a quick fix? You say you want to grow as a person, but are you spending time around people who challenge you or people who keep you the same? Every yes you give is a no to something else. If you say yes to wasting hours on things that don't matter, you're saying no to the work that would have moved you forward. If you say yes to comfort, you're saying no to growth. And if you say yes to the easy choice, you're saying no to the better life you could have had. We've all got the same 24 hours. The difference between the person who builds something great and the person who stays in the same place is how they spend them. You don't need more time, you need better choices, choices that align with where you want to go. Choices that cost you something now, but pay you back later in ways you can't even imagine. One of the most dangerous lies you can tell yourself is, this one choice won't matter, it always matters. Every cigarette matters, every skipped workout matters, every hour spent on the wrong thing matters. Because it's never just one, it's a pattern, and patterns become habits, and habits become your life. I've seen people turn their whole life around just by changing the way they make choices. Instead of asking, what do I feel like doing right now? They started asking, what will this do for me later? That's a powerful shift, because feelings will lie to you. Feelings want comfort, but your future wants commitment. And here's the thing, there will be days you don't feel like making the right choice. There will be days you're tired, days you're frustrated, days you just want to take the easy way out. That's when it matters the most. That's when you prove to yourself that you're serious, because anybody can make the right choice when it's easy. The real test is when it's not. So if you want a better future, you don't get there by wishing for it. You get there by making choices today that your future self will thank you for, one choice at a time, over and over again, until the life you've been building shows up right in front of you, because at the end of the day, your life is the sum total of your choices. And every choice is either taking you closer to the life you want or further away from it. People say all kinds of things about what matters to them. They'll tell you their family comes first. They'll say their health is important. They'll swear they've got big dreams, that they're chasing something meaningful. And maybe they believe it when they say it, but the truth, your words don't tell me what your priorities are. Your time does. Show me your calendar, show me how you spend your hours, and I'll tell you exactly what matters to you. Because your time is proof. It's the most honest reflection of your priorities. If you say you want to be healthy, but your schedule is full of late nights, junk food, and skipped workouts, your priority isn't health. If you say you want to write a book, but there's no time in your day set aside to write, then writing isn't your priority. If you say your family is everything to you, but you spend more hours scrolling through strangers' lives than being present in your own home, then family is not your priority. We live in a time where talking about your dreams is more common than working on them. People confuse intention with action. They think that because they've talked about it, posted about it, maybe even planned it, they're making progress. But the reality is, your time will always reveal the truth. If your dream isn't in your daily schedule, it's not your dream. It's just a wish, and wishes don't come true without work. Here's the hard reality: you're not busy. You're just making choices. Every hour you give to something is an hour you've decided matters more than everything else you could have done in that moment. And if your dreams, your health, your relationships aren't getting your hours, it's because you've given them to something else. That's the truth most people don't want to face. I'm not here to tell you there's something wrong with enjoying your life, with resting, with relaxing. We need those moments. But I am here to tell you this: if you can't find time for the things you claim are most important, then you have to admit to yourself they're not as important to you as you've been pretending. That's a hard conversation to have with yourself, but it's necessary if you want to change. The way you spend your time today is shaping who you become tomorrow. And not just in the big, obvious ways. It's in the little things: how you start your mornings, what you choose to focus on when you get tired, who you choose to spend your evenings with. Every moment is a seed, and you're planting something whether you realize it or not. The only question is, are you planting something worth growing? I've seen people say they want to change their lives, but they keep waiting for the right season. They tell themselves they'll focus on it when work slows down, when the kids are older, when things settle. But life never settles. There's always going to be something pulling at your time. You can either keep using that as your excuse, or you can start making the time now, right where you are. Time doesn't just slip away when you waste it. It slips away when you give it to the wrong things. And that's why you have to guard it like your life depends on it, because it does. Every hour you waste on something that doesn't serve you is an hour you've stolen from your own future. And you don't get it back. The truth is, we all have time for what we truly value. If someone offered you $10,000 to spend an hour learning a new skill, you'd find the time. If someone you loved needed your help, you'd drop everything. That's not about time, that's about priority. The problem is, most people don't treat their own goals, their own dreams, their own future with that same urgency. They treat their future like it can wait, but your future can't wait. It's being built right now in real time, whether you're paying attention or not. And if you're not intentional about it, you're going to wake up one day and realize your whole life has been filled with things that didn't matter. That's a pain I wouldn't wish on anyone, to look back and realize you gave your hours, your days, your years to things that left you empty. So here's what I want you to do. Take a hard look at your time. Not the time you think you spend, not the time you wish you spent, but the time you actually spend. Write it down, see it in black and white, and then ask yourself, is this the life I want to build? Because your time is your life. You can't separate the two. How you spend your hours is how you spend your life, and if you don't like what you see, change it. Not tomorrow, not next month, now, because you can't live a meaningful life on leftover time. You have to put the most important things first, not just when it's convenient, but always. Because convenience is a trap. It will always make you put off the things that matter most until there's nothing left. When you start giving your time to the things that matter, everything changes. Your life feels fuller. Your purpose feels clearer, and you stop feeling like you're just existing and start feeling like you're actually living. That's not magic. That's not luck. That's the result of aligning your time with your true priorities. So I'll say it one last time, don't tell me what matters to you. Show me your time, because your time tells the truth. And one day, when the clock runs out, the way you spent it will be the only story you have left to tell.